What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is almost the end of 2023, so today I'm giving you guys my top 5 pickups of the year. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, we have Dracar Noir. I love the way this stuff smells. It's that old school masculine freshness, but I don't think it's too old school to where you can't pull it off in today's day and age. This one is very green, aromatic, woody, has a big dose of oak moss in the base, which really gives it that old school feel. Performance on here is actually solid. I get 6 hours of performance. If you're tired of those fresh blue shower gel fragrances or the sweet bubble gums, this is a great departure from that. You could easily wear this thing every single day, year-round use, and it's going to work perfectly. You could get this one for an amazing price as well. You can find a 100 milliliter size bottle for around that $20 range. And at that price point, the stuff is an absolute steal. One of my favorite pickups of the year, Dracar Noir. Coming in at number 4 is Calvin Klein Defy. This one is very shocking for me. I bought this one at a rack store, and when I first smelled it, I thought it was alright. I didn't really like it too much. But as time went by, I kept wearing it, and now I really love this stuff. Off the top, you get this bergamot lavender combo, which gives it kind of like this barbershop freshness. Then as it dries down, it has some vetiver, which gives it like this smoky, woody feel, along with some sweetness from some amber. This is another great one for year-round use. I get 7 to 8 hours of performance out of this stuff. Calvin Klein really did a great job with this one. I definitely need to get my hands on the rest of this line because I bet it smells amazing. Coming in at number 4, we have Calvin Klein Defy. Coming in at number 3 is Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. So I smelled this one, I believe it was like 1 or 2 years ago, and I was just mind blown about the way this one smelled because it doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled before. Yeah, there's a Parfum and that does smell similar. The Elixir, sort of similar, but that's because it came after this one. This one has a ton of weird notes. The main thing you get is some rose. Then you also have some balsamic vinegar in the top with some red chili pepper and some salt. So the opening is just very interesting. You get a blast of that rose, and then that balsamic vinegar gives it sort of like this tanginess, along with a little bit of spice from that red chili pepper. And there's a ton of white florals in the mid, which really combines well with the opening. And then there's some woodiness in the base. I think the stuff is amazing. I don't have anything in my collection that smells similar to this one. Very unique. If you want something that is very different, then definitely check this one out. I'm actually giving this my first wearing today. I just picked this one up. Like I said, I smelled it in the past. I really liked it, but I haven't picked it up until recently. So I'm wearing it today and I need to test out the performance. So I will get back to you guys on that in some later videos. But yeah, really good fragrance right here. I really love what the brand of Gucci is doing. They're kind of going outside of the box when it comes to creating fragrances. And I can really appreciate that. One of the best pickups of the year by far is Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. Coming in at number 2 is Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. My favorite blue fragrance in my collection. I mean, this stuff is in a ton of my videos. I love the way this one smells. The top, you get some pink pepper and some lavender, so it's this very fresh, slight spicy feel. And then in the mid, there is a plum note, and I always say this, the plum note is what makes this thing smell incredible. There's a fruity, sweet plum in the mid, and that combines with a heavy dose of woodiness in the base. It smells incredible. Huge head turner right here as well. If you want something that's going to pull you compliments, this is definitely a great option for that. Performance on here is insane. 10 plus hours of performance. I would highly recommend you guys checking this one out because it is amazing. And coming in at number 2, Carolina Herrera, Bad Boy Cobalt. Now, Bad Boy Cobalt would have been number 1 if I did not pick up this fragrance recently. Coming in at number 1 is Dior Sauvage Elixir. Finally picked this one up. I've smelled it before, but it's just been so expensive that I didn't want to spend money on it. Luckily, a family member of mine actually got me this for Christmas. And I mean, this stuff, it just smells incredible. Very spicy, woody, aromatic. Has a little bit of sweetness as well. Some may say that there's a little bit of Dracar Noir inside of Dior Sauvage Elixir, and I get that just a little bit because of the aromatics. There's not a ton of similarities, just a tiny bit. But yeah, I love the way this one smells. Although the opening can be deceiving because as soon as you spray it, you get this blast of warm spiciness. But that really goes away as the fragrance dries down. As it dries down, it definitely becomes a more fresher, woodier scent. I remember one time I was in a grocery store and I smelled somebody wearing something. I just had to ask him, like, what are you wearing? And he said Dior Sauvage Elixir, and I couldn't believe it because it was so fresh and clean smelling. And every time I smelled Dior Sauvage Elixir in like a Macy's, I would only smell the opening from like all the warm spice that was in it. So it can be a little bit deceiving. Definitely take some time with this one right here. Don't smell the opening and then immediately buy it because there's a drastic difference between the opening and the dry down. But in my opinion, it still smells amazing. This is another one I'm going to have to test performance out on, but I hear performance on here is absolutely insane. So I have no doubts about that. My best pickup of the year by far, coming in at number 1, Dior Sauvage Elixir. All right, those are my top 5 pickups of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.